Okay.
Who's that girl?
It's muted.
I just want to welcome everyone to this call. We have some really exciting news to share. There's been some great updates and just some crazy stuff. I have the pleasure of introducing Leah Malquist, who I've spent the last few days with. She has a background in wellness management and public health and worked as a health professional in many different areas. She did health promotion for the Air Force for 6 years and has been in network marketing for the last 4 years. And she's currently with this company. She's been with World Global since about the launch of it in the United States. And she's very excited about helping people and families find their version of success and just positively impacting globally around the world. Leah?
Thanks, Cammie. Yes, I just got back. I had the amazing pleasure. It was such an amazing, awesome time. I drove across the state of North Dakota. I live in northwestern Minnesota and traveled around all throughout Wyoming and up in Montana. And it was just incredible to get to meet so many communities and get to really spread this message as we're launching this globally. And we did it all online last year, and now we are getting out from behind the desk, really getting and sharing some information. So I'm going to mute everybody's lines. We have a little bit of background noise here. But I'm happy to answer any questions as we go. So feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question, and I will definitely open it up at the end as well. So I'm going to do a screen share here real quick. Bear with me a moment. I'm used to working from a dual screen at home. Okay. So sharing my screen, but now I can't see you guys. So let's see. Let me launch this first. Share screen. That, and then, can you guys see my screen? Good? Okay. Awesome. All right, so our company is called World Global Network, and I'm going to get into my story and kind of how I came here in a little bit, but I just want to set the stage for the incredible technology that we have. We are bridging healthcare and technology and pairing it with the home-based business model. But I'm going to spend some time, the first half of this presentation, really speaking to the two products that we have within the life sensing technology. Click, there we go. So we always have a product disclaimer that we put on here because our Hilo, because I'm going to first start with our wearable device, it is not intended to treat disease, diagnose, anything like that. It is not a medical device, but essentially it's just a dashboard into what is going on inside. And so last year we launched this technology around the world. We started with our first generation device. And when I say that, so to kind of set the stage, it's like if you think of your phones, you have multiple generations of the iPhones or the Androids. That is the same concept here. But our first generation one was launched last year. It was called the Hilo LX. So I called it a dashboard to what's going on inside because I really think it gives the picture, and this was the initial vision for our device. We have dashboards on our cars to see what's going on, the check engine soon light, all that kind of stuff. You can kind of think of the baseline features of our technology to do the same thing. So it tells you what your heart rate is, your breath rate, your blood pressure. There's an EKG on it. We do steps and sleep, and there's also mood and energy on there through a heart rate variability. So it's all app-based. So you can see the picture of the devices right there. You can also see one on my wrist here. And there's the app on my phone that then reads my device. And our company, we have the hardware and the guts and the algorithms and whatnot to the technology. And I'm going to share a little bit how through the software, our device is going to continue to expand in functionalities. So kind of a tagline that describes our device. And people says, well, what is a Hilo? How would you describe it? And it's a proactive, real-time health monitor that's customized to you. So this past January to February-ish, we launched our second generation device now, and it's called the Hilo LX Plus. So the biggest difference that you can kind of see here, they look pretty similar, but on this one now, there is a sensor on the top of the device that has a UV sensor. So now that's included in the newest app. This one also now has clinical grade sensors. So as technology evolves and kind of what we're doing in that life sensing category, that's how our devices are going to evolve. So we were able to take now clinical grade sensors and put it in this device. And truly in the wearable space, for wearables to keep up, especially going in the health monitor spectrum, it's all, you can Google sensor technology, and this is where it's going. Our company is just first to market on truly the life sensing technology component of it. So how I said it's going to expand in functionalities, it's through something called Open API, which means basically that we've had app developers and physicians and scientists, because never before have they had the real-time feedback of what's going on inside. Now they're creating apps that to give you an example, we have this epilepsy foundation that's creating an app for seizure detection, because they can use that data to then help predict seizures going forward. Okay, that's just one example. And before I get a little bit more into some of the apps, we were last year, because of the significance in the technology we're doing, we were featured on the news multiple times. We are actually on the Today Show, and our company these weren't paid spots. As news stations around the globe got word of the technology and some pretty significant things I'm going to talk about, they asked to feature us. And there was one morning we had Carson Daly on the Today Show in a helo, which was pretty cool to just kind of have that social proof on the significance in what we're doing. Within the Direct Sales Association, last year we got voted the #1 product in all products that are out there in the industry. So a little bit more on the Open API. So the way we say that the device is customized to you is because we have something called the Helo App Store. So we just have our first three apps in there now, and we're going to start to see that over the next couple weeks populate with apps. So I've been doing this, like Cami said, since I was the launch last year. I went to Thailand to hear really the vision of the company, and it's based out of Europe and where this is going. And now 3 weeks ago, I got to go out to the Dominican with the leadership and the corporate staff as we're launching the customization part of this. And I always knew that was going to be part of it, but truly now, as over the last 9 months, as they've been working on the development of apps, our first few apps are now here, and they're just going through the final approval process. And when I was there, they previewed some of the apps to us. So as I did this road trip this last week, my Wyoming groups and whatnot in the communities were the first ones to get to see this. They're not even showing this on the big business overview, so I'm going to share here a couple of things with you guys. And then just know that this is just the beginning of the App Store development. So this is our HICA Plus app. This is currently available right now. This is for those basic metrics, again, of the kind of the dashboard of sorts. This is the app that reads that, the one. There will be multiple apps, though, that do similar functionalities. So just like your phones, when you go to like the Google Play Store and you say, oh, I want a calendar app, you can pick from 25 different apps. We will have that similar concept. So, but this is the first one called HICA Plus, and you can kind of see on there the blood pressure and the heart rate, the UV, and it also does blood oxygenation. And then on the bottom, the EKG reading there. You can scroll in. The second window is if you want to do for the last day, the last 7 days, 30 days, that kind of thing, through a concept we have called LifeLog. And then on the right side there, you can see just an example of the last measurements of hour by hour throughout the day, because you set on your device how often you want your biometrics to be run. So this app here, these are two apps coming out called Helo Vita Pulse and Vita Energy. So we're an international company, and this one really is it's in kind of in the Chinese medicine realm and people that do acupuncture and whatnot. So our Asian business partners are very excited about this. When I was in the Dominican and they were speaking about these apps and what they do, that side of the room erupted. So they get it on a whole nother level that I don't quite understand yet, but I'm excited to learn more about, because it from the simplistic description we got, this is able to detect your organ function. So if it'll compare your metrics through pulse diagnostics from one week to the next, 1 month to the next, and say, your large intestine, it's not testing as high as it did last month. So again, just kind of a dashboard, not to diagnose, but to just give somebody an indicator. you should go in and get, speak with your physician. And it's really going to be fun. The first conversations we have as some of this happens, when your physician says, well, how the heck did you figure that out? And we get to show them this technology. Even just from the last year when we are able to do blood pressure from the wrist, that's been really fun to be able to kind of show people that some knew that this technology was coming, some had no idea, and just to kind of show them that it's here and just how spot on accurate it is. So this app I got really excited about. It's called LifeLog DNA. And they've basically partnered with a genetics company out of Silicon Valley that will read people's genetics. We can kind of go with how our specific system works and compare it with the data that the Helo is collecting from that individual and truly give personalized health recommendations based on what we should be eating, the types of exercise we do. I mean, down to, again, how Cammie mentioned, I worked in health promotion. I've a lot with behavior change and helping people, optimally get their system in good functioning. But there's so many different ways of eating out there. And we try to say, oh, what's best? Low carb, low fat, high protein. And truly, it's based on the individual. And for the first time, we will have that ability to personalize it to how does your system work best. So it'll tell you like your body will function optimally on a higher carb diet versus a lower carb.
Leah, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Sherry.
Hi,
Alexa
Sherry.
May wants to get on this meeting, and I can't figure out how to tell her to get there. She doesn't have a meeting ID, and I can get on with my phone, but I don't know how to tell her to get on. Is there anyone who could call her or help her, anything?
If she goes to, did she download the Zoom Cloud app?
Yes.
Okay, so send her a text message with the link, www.yourworldgn.com, and it should open up right in her app. Cammie, do you want to shoot that over?
Okay, so see, I gave her that already, and she says that it says it's restricted.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It shouldn't be. But I'm recording this, so we can send it over to her when I'm done.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so that's the LifeLog. This one is the one I got really excited about. And again, they just previewed 3 or 4 apps to us, so I just wanted to show you guys to just give you, kind of set the stage for the, again, future functionality of our device. And as it's going to continue to go. And this one was kind of on the fitness end of things, so we'll have a whole host of fitness apps that will tell people even within your fitness, your recovery metrics, how your blood pressure is doing, and in different spots of your exercise, what your biometrics were doing. So another thing that really kind of sets the stage for the significance of this, in January, there is the Consumer Electronics Show every January in Las Vegas, where all the tech giants come from around the world and showcase their up-and-coming technologies. From Microsoft to Apple to Samsung, Bell Helicopter, like it just takes over Las Vegas. It was the first time ever in 30 years of this being in existence that a network marketing company had a booth there. And you can see here, this is a picture of the booth. They didn't come in with a small booth. This was one of the biggest booths that were in the health and wellness arenas. And they were invited there because we are going to be the first ever non-invasive blood sugar monitor. So we are launching a software this summer called Sugar Trend. So people could come up and test it there. Also, our next generation device that will come out later in 2019 called the Helo Pro, that will have a blood alcohol sensor on it. So they were at this show showcasing that technology as well. Here's a picture of our CEO kind of demonstrating the blood sugar. So in this year's device, the LX Plus, when people download the Sugar Trend software, they will get sent this what's called an extends, which will go on the tip of the finger. So that basically between the sensors of the Helo and the extends, that will give the blood sugar reading. So if people have the first generation device, the Helo LX, it'll give them 3 levels, low, medium, and high. This year's device, the LX Plus, they'll get a reading of up to 9 levels from low to high. So people that need a little bit more accurate, specific information on the blood sugar. So obviously that's a really big deal for people that clinically need to monitor their blood sugars. I'm excited when people that get into that pre-diabetes range, the doctors are telling them you need to start watching what you're eating, that kind of thing, because you're pre-diabetic. Now to have that real-time feedback without having to prick their finger on what different foods and how their blood sugar is trending throughout the day. And then also for just general health and wellness, because most people's blood sugars is kind of too high or too low, and we know we want to keep it more midline, and people to have, again, that feedback. So there's going to be just health and wellness apps for the blood sugar, weight loss apps for the blood sugar, and then of course for people that need to clinically monitor it as well. So this is obviously a really, really big deal if the device did nothing else but this. And this is just one small component of what this device is going to be able to do. So a couple other just features of it. When you buy the box set, it comes with germanium stones. So you can kind of see what they look like here, and I can show you on the inside of my device. They snap onto the inside of your band, and they help increase blood flow and help in blood circulation. And they got there because our CEO, he's actually diabetic, and his father passed away from diabetes. So that portion of this is really near and dear to his heart. But before he created the Hilo, he was prescribed a band of germanium, and again, they're based out of Europe, so it was common practice for them to do. And they said the germanium helps increase blood circulation, so this should help with your circulation issues, and it did. It was significant. So he wanted it to have the ability that people could snap these into their bands as well. So they do come with the box set. Also helps again with the blood oxygenation and just reducing inflammation, and lots of really significant features from the effects of germanium that I had educated myself on. I had no idea, and it's pretty incredible. Then we also, with the box set, you can get a set of colored bands. You can see in the bottom right corner there's some of the different, if you want to be able to accessorize a little bit, you can switch out, but it does come with a black band just by itself. So the other product that we have is called BioZen. So this is a sticker technology that blocks electrosmog. And I do have a video I'm going to show, because they put this together that we can use that speaks to it a little bit better even than I can. I'm going to play for you guys here. Can you hear it? Okay.
Did you know that every day we experience the effects of an invisible enemy called electrosmog? Huge numbers of electrowaves hit our bodies, causing damage to our cells and amplifying stress and low mood sensations. But there's a solution. This is BioZen, the first sticker antenna that reduces the harmful effects of electrosmog. BioZen is scientifically and medically proven to protect you against mobile radiation. It uses the latest innovations in layered thin chip technology to actively protect your body against all your electrically powered devices 24/7. No matter how or why you use your devices, BioZen is scientifically verified to reduce magnetic field radiance, defend against changes in your blood profile, and lower your body's stress levels. Here's how BioZen works. Our bodies use low frequencies for internal communication, and the frequencies that our cell phones emit in this range continuously interfere with this communication. For example, an active phone call creates a low-frequency electromagnetic field in close vicinity to the cell phone. It contains gaps and peaks, which are called gradients. BioZen disassembles these peaks into smooth progressions that make the electromagnetic fields tolerable for our bodies. What is the result? Your body is under less stress and is protected while using mobile devices. BioZen was recently approved as a Class 1 medical device in Europe and is simple to use. Just place it on any device that has a battery or that emits radio frequencies. So what are you waiting for? Find peace of mind with BioZen.
All right. I stopped it that time, Cami. All week. It would go on to the next YouTube video because I'd forget to stop it. All right, so that's BioZen. And what was pretty exciting that in January, also at the Consumer Electronics Show, they announced that it had just got classified as a Class 1 medical device. So there's other things out there around the world that can do or have been advertised to do a similar thing. But this is the only one that has got that classification, basically certifying by a medical agency that it does what it says it does. So, and the significance of this, because we're so connected, and I had the concept of electrosmog, but I didn't know a lot about it. But now I've done a lot more research into it. And since our phones are just so part of us, and we have tabs. I mean, I'm sitting here at the airport and there's a iPad right in front of me to order from. It's just everywhere now. So they're doing more and more research with how connected we are. And it's funny, as I look up and I see 60 iPads on tables across this space in front of me, that the cumulative effect of that, it does actually elicit a stress response on the body. So you're going to start to see more and more of this stuff on the news. California Department of Public Health did a big piece on it in December. And it's been interesting as I've talked, since we're an international company, talking with our some of our Asian business partners. Electrosmog and the negative effects of it is as common knowledge as we know as saturated fat to be. It's just US is a little bit behind on this topic, so I think we're going to start to see more and more about this. And even it's not new. They've known that the EMFs that the phones give off isn't good. If you actually read the fine print of your cell phones or your tablets, there is fine print on the topic of electrosmog, and it says don't put this right up against your body. They've said that, but of course it's in super tiny print, and who reads their cell phone manuals? So definitely something to be aware of. And I always tell people, even if you decide you don't get Biozen or whatever, as you're traveling in your car and whatnot, it's when the data, when your cell phone is trying to jump from tower to tower because you're using the data, that's when the EMF, the electromagnetic radiation, is the highest. So it's best to put your phone into airplane mode as you're traveling, so when it's trying to jump from tower to tower. All right, so as I kind of transition here a little bit off of the topic of the products, and why is small town Minnesota girl sitting in an airport and the one briefing me on this, and why is this not at the stores and Best Buy, like a traditional Fitbit and all the other things that we have out there in the wearable space? Why is this coming this way? And a little backstory that I think really, really speaks to the significance and the magnitude of them choosing the network marketing model. So 3 years ago, about 2.5, 3 years ago, Toshiba, because the wearable technology is exploding industry. Right now, 1 in 4 people have a wearable device. If you look around, okay, 3 in 4 people around me right now have our wearable device, and it's just continuing to grow and grow. And Toshiba wanted to make an entrance into the wearable market because they did not yet have a wearable. They knew our CEO, his name's Fabio Galdi. He's, again, based out of Europe, Italy specifically. He was one of the first people to invent a touch screen. He's kind of the Steve Jobs over there. And they knew he was working on this state-of-the-art, truly first health-focused wearable. So they contacted him and said, we would like to buy your technology. And he said, I will not sell, but I will partner with you. He said, you know the world's economy today. Word of mouth moves a product faster than putting money into multi-million dollars into advertising campaigns. It's more effective to hear it from a friend, and the network marketing model is growing faster and faster. In the next 10 years, it's going to grow more than it did in the last 50 because of this. And because our stores, sad to say, are shutting down left and right. KB's or Toys R Us just filed bankruptcy. Amazon Food just bought Whole Foods. Everything's going online. Brick and mortar is being replaced by click and order. So the online sales model partnered with word of mouth advertising through distributors. He said, I will be able to get this product out there fastest this way. And with his father having passed away the year after he retired, he's so passionate about that families shouldn't have to work all their life. 75% of people can't retire when it comes time to with our traditional 40-40 plan. He's like, people should be able to enjoy their life and create dreams and an income around their family far sooner. So he said, I want to do this because this will bless families worldwide financially if I don't have to put the millions of dollars into advertising, and I can pay it to distributors in the field. So that's why he chose network marketing. And last year we moved 800,000 devices worldwide, and $50 million in commission was paid out year one of this company. So we are publicly traded. We've broken pretty much all the records out there from year one of a company. So we are very much monitored by the FTC. That's why we put the product disclaimers on there. I'll have an income disclaimer at the end of this. It's been pretty exciting to be a part of. The company's been around for 7 years, so they're not a startup company, but this is just the first time also that they've launched in North America with the Hilo. But we're launching the Hilo worldwide all at the same time. So this is the income disclaimer, basically just saying everybody's results will be different. We do not guarantee any level of success. Everybody's background, work ethic, all that matters. So if you decide to get involved with us on the business side, get to work, and it definitely can be very, very rewarding. So kind of setting the stage a little bit and I kind of compared it to the cell phones already, but this is truly like Steve Jobs. I developed an iPhone. I'm on iPhone 1, although we're at iPhone 2 now, and knowing where we're going with this technology and how it's going to continue to evolve. I forgot to mention the Hilo Pro that's coming out next year. It is right now going through FDA approval. So we're going to get into that much bigger conversation with insurance and all that kind of good stuff too, which is pretty exciting. So again, this is just a little bit about the industry of wearable tech itself. And this isn't according to me or our company even. This is according to Forbes and Business Insider and Time Magazine, how much it's growing. But this when we first started last year, we talked about $20 billion of growth. But as we've gotten farther into this and doors have been opened up because of with the App Store and the technologies, truly we are in this M-House space. So they're talking about $400 billion in growth by 2022. Because if you just start, like we've been following kind of the tech news and the trends in healthcare, this is where, self-care, there's going to be reimbursements for physicians recommending wearable technology. Again, this is just kind of where the health-focused wearables going. We are just first to market on it. So a little summary again on the company. If you follow stocks, WCOR, we're close to going to NASDAQ. Right now we're on the OTC. We have 15 offices worldwide. The US office is based out of Miami. AAA within the Direct Selling Association, we're a AAA plus rating. And I think there's like 25 companies in the 25,000 companies out there that have that rating. And that's where, so when Toshiba, when he said, I won't sell, but we can partner. Toshiba's lawyers, obviously they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They have a lot to lose to just partner with anybody. And never before has technology and network marketing companies partnered. So their lawyers vetted our company up and down for 6 months and everything all checked out, of course. That's why we're here. So they manufacture the chips in our device instead of just owning the technology. So this is our CEO, Fabio. Just kind of a funny name. You have picture long, wavy blonde hair with that kind of name, but he's this just short, stocky little Italian guy. And then Alessandro Sonatore, who he is the kind of mastermind behind our comp plan. And then Antonio De Rosa is our chief design officer. So something that when I passed around the packaging at our events here in Wyoming, and it looks a lot like an Apple box. It's really cool packaging. And the reason it has very similar look and feel, because our VP of design actually was the concept designer for all the iPhones. That's why you can kind of see that similar. And they have people are like, wow, the devices, it's pretty sleek. And it's like everything that he's doing coming out of this is with God. He's won numerous design awards. So this picture here, it just means so much more today than it did even when I did these presentations for the last 6 months. I am actually in the airport on my way returning home from spending the weekend with this individual on the right, Nat Pranaputra. So being technology, and the first time that technology has been in the network marketing space, it has attracted some of the best entrepreneurs and network marketers in the world to be the ones to launch this. And when it was actually Chinita that she met with Fabio 2 years ago, and it was a PDF in concept and she just knew this is going to change the network marketing game. And that's why she decided right away to get involved, because the vision of the company, they're pretty confident will be a top 10 network marketing company. But she said it's going to change the game of network marketing because we're going to be the first to pioneer technology in this space. So over the last couple of days, there was 25 of us leaders here launching the US. We got to spend the weekend at Chad and Natita's home, and Nat. So the screen on the bottom half here, if you go to businessforhome.org, you can see the top 100 network marketers in the world, and all from all the companies in this space. And typically it's taken them 15, 20 years to get to this space. But we have 10% of that list just in the last 15 months because of, again, it being technology and just a bigger conversation than skincare and lotions and supplements. And so these incomes on here are pretty ridiculous. That's not necessarily my point. It's that we are being led and mentored by some of the best in the world. And from a leadership perspective, I think that's as valuable for people that are business minded as the significance in the product that we have. So Ramasio Fulcher, Chad and Natita, and Nat and Chinita are our direct uplines and mentors right now. So how you get involved, whether I know sometimes we have people on here just checking out the technology aspect and, looking at becoming a customer. Some people on here are like open to business, whether it's I have tons of people that do this alongside a full-time job just to bring an additional stream of income into their homes, and quite a few of us also that this is our full-time thing. We're making full-time livings and more off of being distributors here. So how do you get involved from either perspective? It's a little bit unique sometimes in these companies. You have to like purchase like a distributor package, or buy an enrollment kit kind of. We don't have that here. You just become a customer. You just choose at what level based on your goals you want to come in at. So the first one is our personal bundles. So again, and this is what, if you're just looking at this from the customer side, also this will serve you. So we can have the BioZen, if that is what really speaks to you. You get 30 plus 8 free. We have the Hilo LX if you want last year's model, which most people want the latest technology, so the LX Plus. And with these bundles, you get the colored band sets and the germanium stones in there also then. Okay, then you also get, or then the next option is the builder level. So people that are like, okay, I'm in for the business. This is where 90% of people enroll at. You're going to get a few extra devices to have on hand. Some people choose to just sell them right away. Some people, I want to keep 2 or 3 right in the family. Plus then you can monitor, the idea, which I totally skipped over that part, you can monitor loved ones. So I can right now open up my app on my phone and see what my husband and my mother, who are 2 states away, what their metrics are doing in real time. So this way, when you have a couple, then you can monitor each other, which is obviously the point here too. And so with this level, it's the quickest way for those that understand this already to earning the full 20% on your team volume. For people that's a new conversation too, that needs me to explain, I'm happy to do that after. We also have this pack, but it's going to be changing to, what day is today, Monday? Tonight's the last night for this pack, the way it is right now. So this is our professional pack. Obviously, you get a little bit more of everything in it. So you're going to get 4 of the Hilo LX Pluses, which are new device, and you get 30 BioZen. But they had a promotion that ends tonight now, where they put 42 extra BioZen for free in this pack. After tomorrow, it'll just be the 30 BioZen and the 4 Hilo LXs, not the free BioZen. So the significance with this promotion, I hope it's not too loud. It's getting a little bit more full in here, so I apologize if there's any background noise on my end. But with this, if you just sell the BioZen from this pack, that will get you, because the BioZen retail for $59 a piece, that will get you over $3,600 back. So this is from the retail standpoint, this is definitely the best value. Then you'll have the Hilos for free then for your family, or you can then choose to sell those as well. So again, profitability, this pack makes the most sense, but obviously it's not for everybody. And it will be different as of tomorrow. The last thing I'm going to touch on is our loyalty membership. So this is part of our residual income in our the auto ship, if you're familiar with the industry. But it's a unique thing. They're kind of calling it a revolution in this space, because typically with other companies, you're getting product every month. Here with ours, they're going to give you $75 every month and put in an account in your back office that then you can use at any time that you choose to purchase things in the loyalty store. So whether that's you want another Hilo, you want some more BioZen, when you're ready, you don't need to continue to order a certain amount of product every month. Just when you're ready, you can spend your points, which are the equivalent to dollars, in your loyalty store. You also get a protection plan for your device. So after 6 months of being on it, if I was to break my Hilo, like throw it out the plane window, I guess. I don't know how you break these things, but if you were to break one, I shouldn't say that. I have a lot of farmers that are very concerned about breaking their device, so that you can get it replaced. One a year if you are actually just to break it yourself. We have something developing called the Life Log, and there's going to be reports that people will be able to generate to give you more information on your data. You'll get that with the loyalty membership. You also get an extra 1% on your commission. So they've just made it a significant value that we have a really high retention on it rate. So from the business side, that's a really good thing. Incentive trips, they just announced this morning. So that's what I was in the Dominican for. They just announced this morning. For the U.S., our next incentive trip will be in September to Hawaii. And the qualifications, I'm not going to get into unless somebody asks at the end or messages me. I've been in the industry for 5 years and incentive trips every single year. I've never seen a qualifications like this where people can get involved tomorrow and no problem to earn it. That get to work, of course, and start to share this. But very, very simple qualifications. And again, we're going to Hawaii in September. So the last thing then I'm going to wrap this up with is about positioning. So we have a binary comp plan, and basically all that means is when you come in, whether from a customer or from just if you decide you want to be a part of our customer referral program, or you want to be a true business owner here, you basically get your position in the structure. So should you decide next, I want to start right now, like time is no time to waste, or I want to start in a month. Once you have already purchased your stuff, you get your position, and everything that happens the next day and the next day goes underneath you. So you get to start to accrue volume and earn money from people you don't even know. It's just the kind of one of the unique characteristics of a binary comp plan. So if anybody, again, wants questions on that, I can dig into that more, but just I want you to understand that that timing is relevant here. I came from a comp plan that was so different, and it didn't matter if somebody decided to join me in business today or next week. Nothing mattered because they couldn't benefit from anybody else. Here you can benefit from everything that happens after you come in. Right. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording. Share.